Hey guys, it's Derrie here. I'm testing out my new camera arm kind of thing because I'm going to try a DIY of a loose incense that I literally just found and came up with and tweaked a little bit. So, here we go. I'm going to add some of that while we're at it. As you can see, I am playing in my herbs. There's my book, and I've got my mortar and pestle. I don't know if you guys can see them. There's my herbs. So as I said, we're going to play. I'm just testing this out. Hopefully this works. But I came up with because one of my friends, my dear Kristen Swint, and a bunch of my other friends from the Witch's Haven wanted to see a loose incense recipe. So I just kind of came up with this. And I did some research. I found some herbs for friendship and their meanings, and I just kind of came up with it and played and picked, and so we shall see if this turns out or not. The herbs that I found for friendship, let me adjust this again, sorry about that, I know it's a weird angle. The herbs I found for friendship were catnip, because it's love, beauty, and happiness. Rosemary for healing, love, and protection. All of these are based in love. So, you've got lemon peel, which is good for cleansing, love, purification, and emotional openness. Or no, pardon me, orange is for emotional openness. And harmony and stability, which are all kind of love, harmony, stability, emotional openness, protection. That's all stuff you want in a friendship. So, and lavender, which is love, protection, peace, and tranquility. Another thing you would like in your, and I just grabbed some mint because just the scent, and it's it's just kind of one of my go-to. It's usually one of my, all of my loose incenses have mint in them. And I chose frankincense resin and sandalwood resin for my resins for, and I don't measure. I don't use palmfuls. I use like a little scoop thing, but I don't, I'll use, my measurements are 3, so it's like 3 of each ingredient, but that makes a lot of loose incense. Hang on, let me find the other spoon that I use. Hold on. Where'd you go? There you are. There we go. This is perfect. I'll use this one that I got from Wish. This is perfect size. And since I'm trying this out, we will just go with that. So I've got, let me see if I can actually work this and see if you guys can see this. So here we go. There's my gigantic granite, heavy as fuck, Mamma Jamma mortar and pestle. So I'll grab that. I will grab my catnip, and I will use my little spoon. I'll use 3 of those. 1, 2, 3. And if you don't, my other recommendation for if you don't have a mortar and pestle, or you have herbs that are very hard to crush, a coffee grinder. A coffee grinder is, other than my mortar and pestle, is just sometimes it's faster, it's easier, it gives you the powder consistency that a lot of us are looking for loose incenses or whatever. So, okay. There was that. I'm out of sandalwood, so I have to go get more, but, let me see if I can break this sucker. I can't break it, so I'll just use one of these. These are the little sandalwood. You can get sandalwood cones. This is a sandalwood dupe stick, so I'll just use one of those. Yeah, you can see my resin, so it has some big cubes in it. So I will probably just use that big hunk. That's the frankincense. And we will get to crushing. I'm going to stand up because I can crush it better because I'm short and I'll just pound it to break it up. And as I said, you can do this in a coffee grinder. I'm trying to see you, and I'm embarrassed that I'm doing it this way, but this is a trial. I'm trying out lots of new stuff, but this is the reason that I got this camera arm, was because I wanted to be able to do art stuff and recipes and so I like my resins a little bit chunky still, so if you don't want to break it up into a fine powder, you don't have to. But that was the catnip, and the 2 resins. So let me add 1, 2, 3. That was the lavender. Already did the catnip. I'm running low on this. This is the orange. 1, 2, 3. As I said, I just do 3, and I just do because 3 is my magical number. So, this is the lemon. 2, 3. And we'll grind that up to the stuff that's already in there. Oh my god, if you guys had smell-o-vision. Just that alone. Okay, I will grab my rosemary. Now, normally I would break up my rosemary in my coffee grinder because it doesn't like to break up, and I don't like rough. I don't know. Rosemary's just one of those that is a little tough for me. But oh god, does that smell good. Okay. And then of course, oh god, that smells so good. 1, 2, 3. And there's my mint. Okay. Now, pardon me while I go put these back. Here we go. I'm going to go put these back. And then I will show you, because that is done. That loose incense is done. Now I just need to go burn it. But here we go. Yes, there's a method to my madness when it comes to my herbs. And plus, playing with, for me, that's the best way to learn with your herbs. I mean, seriously, if you're afraid, the best way to get over that fear is to just play. So, alrighty, now I will grab a new charcoal disc. Another thing I'm running low on. So, these little handles, these little tongs that you can get from Amazon are amazing. I use this end, this little sharp thing, for when I am making candle, like the 7-day candles, if I wanted to add herbs or something to them, if I have a ritual candle or something, I will heat up that spike and dip it into the wax to melt the wax and put a hole in it so I can stuff my herbs down into it. But yeah, all right, here we go. Let me get this back down. I have my little baby cauldron. I hold my charcoal disc. And you heat it up till it sparks. And you can see that's lit, that's smoking. You can see that's sparking and smoking, and alrighty, and away we go. That's hot. And it doesn't look like it's lit, but it is lit, because you can see it's smoking. So then I will take my little teaspoon that I used before, and you put the loose incense on it. And you can either let it burn, or you can get your smudge wand, which I don't happen to have one in here right now, and you literally just burn it on a charcoal disc. And when that turns black, you just keep adding more to it if you want to, and you can go around your house and smudge it, or you can go around, you can smudge your house that way. I don't know if you guys can see, but that is already burning. Yeah, you guys can't really see it because I can't get it close enough. But the edges of what I just put on there are, there we go. And it almost melts into the charcoal disc, which is really kind of cool. And then as needed, you just add more. And then when you're done, you simply just put your lid on, and it'll go out on its own. So, and you just put it back. But there's my recipe for loose incense. And all it is, for me at least, it is herbs and flowers and resin. And you can Google it, or you can look it up in your books. Look up the meaning of the herb, like what is your intent for whatever you're trying to make a loose incense for. Like, do you have a special intent, like friendship, or I do loose incenses for smudging purposes, but I do loose incenses for every Sabbath. I do them for the full moon. I do them for the new moon. I have one that's called a Funk Buster incense that Molly Roberts made, that I love. I have one for self-love. I have one that I just now created for friendship. So, if you guys have any questions, just get back to me and I will do some more research. But yeah, literally I look at, that's where my research kicks in, is I look at what kind of loose incense do I want to make. And I will look up the herbs that I think I want to use, that I think would be a good fit together. I will look up their properties. I will look up their meanings. I will see if they resonate with something that I want to put into my loose incense. And then I will, pick out my resins, either dragon's blood, frankincense, myrrh, amber, pine, sandalwood, benzoin. I will look up those incenses, or those resins, and see if they mix, and that's just kind of what I do. I mean, you can do a loose incense, you can burn the cones and the sticks, you can make a spray. This one was made by my dear friend Kristen. This is a clear and calm smudge spray. So, but yeah, I hope that worked for you, and I will talk to you guys later, and everybody have a great night. Bye, guys.